We're live, motherfuckers.
Are we live? Because our fucking
Daddy Rico in the house.
Let's make sure so we really live, you know.
have to make sure.
What's going on, man?
Yo, yeah, dog. Nice to come see the setup, dog.
It's coming.
Here.
Long ways to go.
Yeah.
Before we want it where we need it to be, long ways to go.
We're on the right path though, right? We're trying to get there.
We're not 1,000 subscribers like you yet.
Oh, listen. I think you guys started after me, though.
Yeah, we started January, I think.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, just stay consistent, bro. So annoying to stay consistent.
It's true. You do post a lot too, so make sure it makes sense that you have that many followers. You're consistent. You're always out there, so.
You ever
all the comment sections.
You ever get people meet up with, recognize you yet in public?
That's crazy. So I have a crazy story yesterday.
Oh shit.
So, I don't know if you guys seen, I had a video that was on the TTC.
Okay.
Not really an argument still, but like, you can call it an argument still. But I'm trying to say, COVID's not real. And then somehow.
White guy? Let me guess. White guy?
Yeah, for sure. Yesterday I seen the same motherfucker and I didn't know it was him. And I was in the Walmart. And then I seen him, but I noticed his shoes. I liked his shoes. And then I only went in there to go to the McDonald's. So when I came out, I seen the guy again and I seen his shoes. And I was gonna say, nice shoes, but before I could do that, he had his phone on my face. Is this you? I'm like, so to me, I'm like, this is Walmart security. So I'm I didn't do anything. So I'm like, no, I kept it pushing. And he's like, where network? Daddy Rico.
In the house!
Then I get a message on YouTube on the same video that I'm telling him I think it is. And he goes, oh, why'd you run from me at the Walmart, clown ass nigga? And I'm like, what the fuck?
He's a white boy too.
Dropping the M-bomb?
I'm
not surprised, trust.
Jesus Christ.
We were saying with him even, not recognizing, but like he was telling me stories of just casual white people that he knows that would like just drop the hard R N-bomb to him and they'd be like some N-words moving on the street and we're like, in Durham region, you're like, what the fuck?
They get mad comfortable. That's the thing though. There's a lot of comfortable ones out
Do you think
areas like this where it's more comfortable to do those things?
Yeah. Like
why do you think that is?
In the city, it's not like that because the city Negro is a little bit more different than the suburban one, right? We got
more likely to smack him in the fucking head.
We gotta play a different role. We know how it is with these Durham police. We know how it is with these Durham schools. So we know it doesn't matter whether a person's being racist. Like the authorities are not gonna be on your side about what you do afterwards. Whereas in Toronto, it's like the city's so big anyway. Some white you do some racist shit, you just clock him and keep it moving. No one's even gonna pay any mind. Like the city's so hustle and bustle, right? But yeah, you can't get away with that.
Well, I think you're more likely to catch a death odds for sure. But I think even in Durham, like I'm surprised. Like when you told me that story, I'm like, why didn't you like smack that bitch up? But then you're like, what's the point, kind of thing.
No, at first, so it's either I fight, it's either I box him, or I keep it pushing. So at first I thought he was security, right? Mm-hmm. So it didn't seem like a battle I should fight. But then when I hear Daddy Rico just being yelled at behind me, I'm like, I really gotta get out.
They know me now.
Who this guy is?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It knows about your social media name, so it's like he can just play up on YouTube.
Well, you can fucking
exactly. So if I do something now, he knows exactly where to go.
Yeah, and he knows who to come at if he has an enemy all of a sudden. Because people are
YouTube knows where I
crazy.
live. YouTube knows where I live.
That's true. Do you ever get death threats? You ever receive any like? I get like them. I never think they're serious, but once in a while you'll get like someone be like, I want you to die or something like what the? You ever get anything like that?
Email, yeah.
To your email?
Yeah.
Your email?
That's alright.
It's random, I swear to God.
Like what do they say?
Randomly, like, you know, I don't know, man. I think my email must be set up as some dating site or something. Like, random girls, you'd be like, because whatever my first name is on my email, they'll be like, whatever it is. So, like, let's say I have a Limitless, you know, because I'm on my own name, Limitless. They'll be like, hey, Limitless, are you in Toronto? Hey, Limitless, I want you to die. Hey, Limitless, let's have sex. See, like,
yeah, random shit.
That's weird. That's real energy. I mean, I wish I had more bitches in my DM being like, hey, let's have sex.
I mean,
your whole page,
even
your page is all memes. What do they think? They don't know what they're getting into. You could be a 12-year-old for the most part.
But you look at my tag photos and you see that I'm doing big things out here.
I've honestly never opened your tagged photos.
They may not.
They know it's me. I literally got a picture of Cabana with free jacks in the background.
If I didn't know you, I would think you're like a 12-year-old white you know,
so?
yeah, dropping N-bombs and shit, like
wild.
trolling people. That's what I would think your account was. Like if I didn't know you.
How can you say that though? Like I make fun of like Blue Lives Matter and shit. So obviously I'm not white. Like white people love Blue Lives Matter.
Antifa, they're all white.
A lot of white folk making fun of Blue Lives Matter as well.
That's what I mean. You got like.
Yeah, we got some allies here and there.
I don't like the term ally. I've never been a fan
I
of
don't
it.
like
Like, what does that mean? Who are we at war with right now? It's a kind of a...
I just like saying it because it sounds good to say. You know what I mean? It's like some World War II. Like, the allies, we came together, but it's not really like that. Like, I say all the time, like, when it comes to, like, people of color, like, it's only black people. We don't have any allies. We just have people that, like, will ride the wave here and there when it's popular. And then once it dies down...
I had a lesbian girl I know at work who's like, we're talking about something, she's like, yo, don't worry, I know you're an ally. And I'm paused, I'm like, ally? Like, we at war? Like, what do you mean ally? Like, I don't... I like...
We're on the same team.
We're all trying to get pussies.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, wait, what? I didn't realize we're fighting anyone out here with, like, the lesbian community, but, like, yeah, I guess.
I got no beef with lesbians, because, like, fuck. We all fuck the same
I know,
shit,
speaking of LGBTQ...
So I know my double standards going with this one.
What's that? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm cool with lesbians. I got lesbian friends.
I know you talk shit about LGBTQ a bit.
No,
I don't.
He talks a lot of shit, so you're more than
I don't let them live their life.
I say the same thing. What are you talking about? I say the exact same thing.
I'm just trying to kill any job you might have in the future. That's all I'm trying to do.
Like I said before, it's like, yo, as a person, if you're going to be like, I'm transgender, what the case may be, you can't force society to agree with what you think.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, you can do what you want to be, that's fine, but you can't tell me I have to refer to you as a girl. Like, I don't care. You're not a real woman in my eyes, and that shouldn't matter to you, because if you think you're a real woman, then you think that. That's what you think.
I don't need a new dictionary. I don't.
There's 7 dictionaries that tell you what a man and what a woman is. It's only this new age fucking dictionary that has that shit.
My worry is the LGBTQ movement might be low-key hijacked and...
What, is it a pedophilia movement?
Normalized pedophilia. That's my worry with it.
I see where you're going with that.
You know, like that cuties vibe. It's like, it's going to come to a point, it's like, hey, we can't judge them for being into little boys. It's not their choice. And I have a worry that it goes to that, and I hope that the people, my allies in the LGBTQ area, will draw that line when that time comes, because it almost seems like that's an inevitable weird...
My issue with that is that how it just becomes a clique of perversion as a whole. Like, when it used to just be like LGB, it was like, okay, you had lesbian, gay.
Yeah. So it just grows.
That's all the same thing, right? But trans is nothing like that. Like, you could
identify with so much different
things. Like, you could be a nigga and turn into a girl, but still be straight and only want to fuck girls. But you are a girl, so are you a lesbian? Like, no. Like, so you know what I mean? So how do we really, you know what I mean, say who's on what side of it? And when you take any perversion, you throw it in there, like, you got the furries, or the niggas that want to dress up like a fucking
What the
baby.
fuck is a furry?
Or any of those, like, once again, all these different
That's like some
sexual
Bella
perversions.
Pork shit?
I have to help you understand what a furry is.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is a furry?
I don't even know what a furry is.
You definitely know what a furry is.
I don't even know what it is. What is here being
This
said?
guy's been watching furry porn, some anime shit.
Remember taking it off, right?
Yo, that's crazy. But what was I gonna say about the furries? Is that like, you must know what it is? It's got to be like people dressing up. Yeah, you're gonna have to Google it.
I have no idea.
But let me touch on this one quick. So, I have a couple different sides to this one for me, because it's like, yo, live your life, because I'm gonna live mine.
Fair.
I'm not gonna tell you how to live. You can't tell me how to live mine. But then, like homie said, you're trying to force it upon me, and that's exactly how it feels, and that's exactly how it is.
Yeah. Trying to normalize the irregular. It's fine to be irregular, but there's no reason to say, like, let's normalize something that isn't quote unquote normal.
But it's not about it being normal. It's just, why do I have to change my life to suit you? You don't agree with everything about my life. Why do I have to agree with everything about yours?
Especially as a black man. I can't even be accepted for the color of my skin, normally.
And that's not a choice.
But then you could sit there and make the choice to change your gender, or assume you're a demigod, or a binder. I don't know what the hell they call themselves. All the different terminologies.
Gender binary. I'm personally gender binary and transracial. So
this guy's transracial. And just so you can drop N-bombs.
I don't need that. No. You can put on record. You never heard me say an N-bomb yet.
It's true.
Yeah, but the second you give me that pass, I'll low-key whisper it. You know, one time. When you give me that pass.
Off mic.
Yeah.
It's like
never on mic.
Hot mics right now, hot mics.
No. But the N-word pass is a weird thing, because it's not really a thing, but like growing up when you're kids, like in elementary school, like black friends, like, you have it.
Yes.
You know why?
Personally, I was on that train.
Yeah.
You want to know why it's not a pass though? This is why, because it's not interchangeable with any Negro.
Exactly. It's only with me.
Yeah.
Only with, and it does, I don't have to be being genuine either.
Yeah. And not in front of other black people either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a one-on-one
just because you're my white friend that I let say nigga doesn't mean when my other black friends come around that you can say nigga with them too. Because they're gonna look at you crazy like, yo, like, let's go with your mans.
What about Debbie? What do you think about like her use of the N-word? I've already questioned her about it. We've talked about it. And I know from your, as a local influencer of person of color, I guess the proper term is to go nowadays.
I don't consider myself an influencer.
What do you consider yourself? That's a good question. What do you consider yourself as?
I don't know, yo. If you ask me, I don't know. Honestly, I just consider myself like rare.
where do you want to be? Like, what's your like life goal? Just say 10, 15 years. Like, what's your like, ideal life image? If you could see your future, what would you want that to be?
I could say a lot, but I change so often. Like what I want to do 5 years, what I try to do now. Like, you know what I mean? But like right now, I definitely want to learn more business, and I just want to pass on all these certain things to my daughter. Like, certain things like history I can't pass on, but like. Frig, I want to teach her some business, and I want her to, be CEO by like 7, 8. Like,
yeah, 100%. That's easy. You can start a business. Like, isn't you hooking her up with starting a business at a young age already? That's something you're looking at.
By November, it's her 3rd birthday. She's gonna her lip gloss line's gonna launch.
Is that what it is?
And I'm doing the oils for her.
What's it gonna be called? Has it been announced yet, or is it like stay tuned?
Yeah, it's gonna be a stay tuned thing. So the name that I chose for her, I don't like it. I want to associate her.
Where can they find you in case anyone's listening?
Frig, I'm Rare Network on Instagram. Twitter, YouTube.
What's your Instagram handle? What the fuck's your Instagram? It changed a couple times this week.
That's the personal though.
Consistent.
Is that the personal?
That's the personal.
What's the business? I don't even think I follow the business.
No, Rare Network.
Rare Network. Oh, okay. I'll check it out after. So you see yourself, you want to be a father first, and you want to raise a strong, independent lady, maybe male. She hasn't decided yet. Wait till she's 18.
Listen, I don't think you'll let her make that call. Like,
not before she's 18. There's no way she can make that call.
Yeah,
before she's 18.
and once again,
afterwards,
like with the Dwayne Wade situation, it's like I believe that if your kid is gay, that's one thing. But you're telling me your kid wants to be a girl,
and you're
let's wait. Let's not do the hormones and.
Do we know that she's doing hormones? That being said,
let's assume that she will.
I don't even care for sneakers anymore.
Yeah, so you could have started a sneaker business back then, thinking that's your passion.
And your kid take hormones. Your kid.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait till they're 18, they can freaking really make those decisions.
Yeah, wait till their body's biologically been through puberty.
You won't be able to make those decisions because 18-year-old me wouldn't make the same decisions for 9-year-old me. But at least it's not fucking 12-year-old me being like, yo, I want to be a shorty. And then I'm 18 now, and I have nobody.
What do you do if your daughter?
I have nobody to mash up.
If your daughter actually came to you and said like she wanted to change,
her.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right?
That's
like,
where it ends.
Yeah, right. You're like, yeah.
You're not crazy for having these thoughts.
I think it's one of those things where people always misunderstand that. It's like, yo, you support your child, but you can still hate what they fucking did.
Okay, gay people they hate understanding that you can support, and then not actually like fuck with it,
and not eat gay dude's ass.
People
you don't have
ask me all the time. They're like, yo,
to support the cause, you don't need to suck a dick.
Would you go to Pride? Fuck no. Why the fuck would I go to Pride? I don't want to see Buddy bouncing around, but like, let them do them. Yeah. That's their.
Well, with Pride,
with
Pride in particular, why is there only one parade it's acceptable to have your cock out? That's my question.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Like, why can't I go to the Raptors championship parade with my cock out? I go to jail.
You don't want to see motherfuckers at the Santa Claus parade with their cock out. That's why.
The priests start going out.
That's a great point.
Then I'm about to come down there and start swinging on niggas because there's one thing I do not like. It's
that's a great point because you shouldn't be bringing kids to Pride. So then that's probably where we're gonna.
Have you guys ever been to Pride?
Hey, you'll be on the fire for that. They say you should be able to bring your kids to Pride. They say Pride is child friendly, which I don't understand.
Have you guys been to Pride?
Events.
Have either of you been to Pride?
Fuck no.
But I would go.
I haven't either. I would too.
I would never go.
I haven't been to Caribbean either.
No, I'm telling you, there's more straight women than gay women and gay men there.
Yeah, I would go. Apparently, it's just a party.
For sure.
I'm going.
But I don't want to go.
If a gang of girls say, hey, I'm going with a bunch of girls, you want to follow?
100%.
I don't want to go. Because my whole thing about it is like...
You think because there's going to be gay guys there, I'm not going to go?
Yeah, I don't have to suck a dick. I can go enjoy myself.
No, but it's just like, I don't want to go in a place where there's nothing like for me.
But fam, I just told you how much straight women are in it.
Yeah, but you can get straight shorties anywhere in the fucking world.
That's a fact.
So why would I go to a place where like... So, have you ever been hit on by a gay man?
No.
Yep.
There's a difference. See,
aggressive hit on.
I've been hit before by gay men, right? So it's like I don't want to go in a place because I know gay men want this.
But I've been.
I don't want them.
I've been to gay parties.
I've never
3 or 4 gay parties. I've never been hit on.
I've been. Yeah, I want to say it's a gay party. I've been in the presence of gay men before at parties.
What the fuck is a gay party? What's going on in a gay party? Like a gay host?
Shorty gay party.
Okay. What's it like? I don't think I've ever.
It's actually fun. Very
but you have a lot of black people. You know how many black gay people? Because I don't even think of
not
one
that
gay
many. It's just like I know a couple and like.
Yeah, I don't know one gay nigga, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. I have one friend, and she did invite me the first time. It's like she didn't tell me that was a gay party.
Oh, you got finesse.
Yeah, finesse in a way.
It's good for culture. You got culture. You learned a bit.
If you would have told me, I might have made the decision to come same ways.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
But still, you weren't told about where you're going.
No, I didn't know where I was going.
It's a gentle finesse.
I didn't, but it was fun, and the vibe was good. There was absolutely no bad vibes.
No, because gay niggas aren't trying to like. They don't have that rah-rah shit that, like, regular niggas have, right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of drama. There was drama within
They have drama? It's like shorty drama.
Shorty
yeah, you know what I mean? It's not like how niggas are gonna get. Party ain't gonna get shot up. No matter how many gay niggas.
I couldn't imagine how difficult it would be if you were a gay black dude and that like coming out. Like, would it be like even harder because you're already a black man?
Why
like,
are you coming out?
Like, why? What is like? Do you feel a need? Why is there a need to even tell people what you stick your dick in?
Straight.
That's right. I agree with that.
I don't come out as wanting to be an NBA player as a kid. I don't come out as wanting to be a rapper as a kid. And like,
well, what
are you coming out to me for?
It's 100% a good statement.
And I'm not fucking you either. So what are you telling me about it for? I don't care who you fuck.
Well, even
I do not care.
I don't give a shit where you put your
even with me, like if it became a necessity to publicly announce the things I would stick my dick in, it goes past. Yeah, right. Like, there's human, yeah. Fucking mango, maybe. Sex robot, probably. So I'll fuck robots. We'll know that.
There's a big ass seed in them.
Right?
Like that.
But you know what I mean? Like,
I'm feeling bad about this.
But like, if we're really gonna all come out and be honest with our sexualities, I would fuck a sex robot. So I'll officially fuck robots, right?
No, I said that.
Like that. Officially, I've gone past human already. So if we're gonna announce, what am I? Robot sexual? Like,
as long as it's in the image of a shorty.
That's what I mean.
It's not even just a pussy. Even if it's just a pussy. What do you mean?
Dog, it's probably just fucking pocket
these days,
pussy.
bro, they'll make it get wet. If it's a machine,
for how long
simulated wetness, who knows?
I don't know. I assume it's a pocket pussy in a robot.
Liquid. Probably secrete the liquid back and forth throughout the system.
Have you seen these AI robots? It's creepy.
Crazy
so what they do is they get celebrities get replicas made of themselves. So like if you're a fan of Whitney Cummings has it, for example, she's a female comedian. Like people will buy a Whitney Cummings AI sex doll and it like sits there and it like, hello honey. And it like interacts somewhat, and it's like it's odd.
That sounds like a cardinal.
I don't want to talk.
I know, right?
I want to shut the fuck up. I don't want to moan.
It's a Black Mirror show.
I don't want to hear no noise at all.
Because it's creepy now. It's not gonna sound genuine. It's gonna sound like it's coming out of like a phone. You know what I mean? Unless they have that shit sounding perfect, like it's coming out of a vocal cord.
No, I feel you.
It's gonna be creepy for me. I don't want and only moan. Don't say hi, hello. Don't greet me. I don't want to talk to you. You're only for fucking. Like that's it.
I don't know how I feel about the bots, so I'm gonna lie.
Would you fuck an alien? If like a sexy avatar looking ass alien, she's looking kind of thick.
You always ask me that one, but I'm like, yo, who's to say the alien has a pussy for you?
That's what I'm. You know.
Who's to say that?
Who's to say that?
And on top of that, like, yo, what is in your pussy, fam? Like, you understand a woman's pussy has a high pH level? Like, women destroy panties naturally. So what do you think an alien's pussy could do to you? An alien's pussy could just incinerate your piece.
It's made for something else. It's not made for.
It's not made for you. What if it has teeth?
Someone has to be the.
What if it has gears?
We have teeth.
What if it has gears? Like, what if it's like a screw and it has to like bite into something? You know what I mean?
You don't know what's going on.
Do you believe in aliens?
Is it even down
there? Are you an alien guy?
I'm not an alien guy. I would just find it far-fetched if you were the only ones out here.
Yeah, that's where I think any reasonable human being should at. I think should be at least the point of be like, there's most likely some other shit.
I personally think that we can't leave this planet with the technology that we've been that we have knowledge of, like the average person. But I don't think we're the only.
I think it's possible eventually. Not right now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying currently, right now, it's 2020 as it is, with what the knowledge that we have. I don't think we can leave this planet. I think it's been a prison planet since.
So you don't think the moon landing's real?
Oh, 1,000% I know that's fake. No, in my opinion. So.
Okay,
that's fine.
Okay, so you think the moon landing's fake? You think the Mars shit? Well, they didn't go to Mars. They sent fucking.
They sent an AI to Mars.
Yeah. So you don't think that we've ever touched, regardless whether it's mechanical or.
Are you a flat earther as well?
No, I'm not a flat earther.
I'm open to every conspiracy.
What I think is, I don't have the knowledge to tell you that you're wrong if you say you're flat.
Fair.
I don't have the knowledge to tell you that you're wrong.
You're not a fucking.
And I don't think that you have the knowledge to tell me that it's either way because. How do we any of us know?
Yeah, we actually don't know.
True.
I've thought it too. It's like they tell us that we have, telescopes that look out. They tell us that we've been in space, and they take these pictures and they say, "Look at this. This is Earth." But it's like, you could have made this.
And then okay, watch this. This is the thing that we're folks with that shit. Remember when what's the guy? What's that drink? Red Bull.
David Blaine.
The highest free fall.
Yes.
Okay.
So the images we've seen of him out in outer space. Those were not real images of him out in space. That's what they wanted us to see. He wasn't even that far out. That's really how our Earth looks, right? So I'm just saying, like, why are you guys doing that? There's no need for that. We was gonna tune in anyway.
Yeah.
And now it was just leaving me with more.
So they can pump money into fuckery. Like, we don't know what the fuck NASA's doing. Those niggas are getting beer money.
Well, how about this? NASA's original founder was a Nazi, ex-Nazi. So Operation Paperclip, when the Nazis got overtaken, a bunch of their scientists, there was a big war to pretty much hire them, which U.S. got the majority of. Russia got some others. I'm sure they went scattered all around the world. But NASA was started by a former Nazi scientist, and that. So, like, what did Nazi Germany know in terms of they must have had some like crazy science to start NASA?
Are you sure you want me to get into?
Get into the rabbit hole. Go down the rabbit hole.
This is too much conspiracy when it comes to Nazi and Hitler and whatever.
Do you think there's no Holocaust?
I never said that. I'm not going that far. We have evidence of a Holocaust.
People died at some point.
People died. I feel like the numbers are exaggerated. That's my one thing about the Holocaust. I think the numbers,
I agree.
like, you're gonna sit there and tell me, okay, like 7 million Jews died and 11 million people.
Well, okay, no. I don't think.
I agree with you.
And the rest of the world was just sitting by watching this happen. Like, that's a little crazy to me.
Before they stepped in.
Yeah. And America had to get bombed by Pearl Harbor to step in. Like,
but what do you think the death numbers are of like the Uyghur Muslim camps in China right now? Like, if you had to guess, do you think they're at 1 million?
I don't know how many of them there are.
Like, for example,
exactly. I can't put a number on that.
That's what I mean. So, like, when it comes to like back then, even before internet, like that's a hard data to keep unless you're finding burials and counting dead bodies.
There's only people that are on the list 3 times.
They're counting missing people. I think probably. I'm assuming like this many Jews went missing in this time period.
Let's say there's 1 million of the Uyghur Muslims, right?
I think someone corrected me. They got give me shit the other day. Uyghur Muslims.
I don't give a shit, buddy. They're Muslims in a camp, right?
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to put it. But let's say there's 1 million of them. China's pretty fucking efficient, so I'm gonna say they at least got 900,000 of those.
Well, they're utilizing them for labor and organ harvesting.
So like, you know what I mean? They're not getting killed. They're just getting slave labor, which is like
the way it always has been in humanity, it seems.
Yeah.
But what's your theory? I want to hear about the Holocaust, or not Holocaust, Hitler, Nazis, and all that rabbit hole.
So just speaking of what I personally learned in school, there's no way he just wanted it blonde hair, blue eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't do all of this just for that.
No.
I mean, you wanted world domination. After
100%.
I take a step back and I see, okay, realistically, 100%. You lost the war. Your country lost the war. You were so expected to pay some ridiculous amount of money in 800
after World War I,
billion? Are you
whatever it was.
You split up the country. You take all of this shit. These motherfuckers are mad. They're hurt and embarrassed.
Yeah.
Not only do they want their parts back, they want yours now too.
Yeah.
Because you expect them to pay some unreasonable
You crippled their economy, fucked up everything, and they are pretty much the only way out is war.
All I'm saying is there's more to the story than what we were taught in school.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. The Nazis is a weird one because we were even joking like Hitler probably realistically went to like Argentina or some shit and was just chilling.
I
he's
like Thanos after he like went back to his like calm rest after taking out 50% of the world.
They talk about certain doctors and shit being taken under NASA, and then you have certain guys hiding in Argentina, whatever the case may be. How could you believe that being a realistic theory and not think the top dog Nazi was able to get out? That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Of course Hitler got out.
I don't believe journals. And that's all our history is. And that's how it's always been. That's why the Roman Catholics control everything that...
history is written by the winners, so we don't know what happened, because the losers have a whole different story. Losers are like, yo, it didn't really go down like this. Because look at, for instance, look at the Thanksgiving story. Well, how we're talking about that in school. Like, we're talking about, like, oh, like, we just came over, we hailed the natives, they're like, oh, wow, you guys are here too, and everything was gravy. But realistically, there were some chickenpox blankets, there were a couple other dark spots that... you have to learn on your own.
But even on that story, apparently, allegedly, people think Africans realistically were even there earlier. The Egyptians were master shipbuilders. So there's no reason to say that they didn't sail the oceans and there was black people roaming North America for years before.
Yes, we were everywhere.
Before Columbus touched these waters.
Listen, we went everywhere first, and we did everything first. The difference is that we didn't care about ownership of land, like how the natives are. We just kept it moving, wherever the crops were, wherever we were just trying to look and see what was there and keep it moving. Like, white people, or the Caucasian, the Europeans, created the idea of borders and owning land.
Yes, and keeping land.
And
journalism.
And that's how we were in this, a
method of control of populations, because you create borders, then you can create regional governments, and then it's easier to
it's easier to control
compartmentalize, as they would say in a corporate world.
I'm not saying those things were going on before, because you have, African kings that definitely had their kingdoms, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they were running it in the same fashion, the same ideals of this entirety is my land, and I'm going to continue to take more and more land for my wealth. I'm pretty sure most of those guys were like, yo, I got what I got here, I'm rich here, I'm good. I don't need to expand. Yeah. So that's the difference, the big difference.
So Rico,
England was all about expansion.
So I got to ask you, what do you think on interracial dating? Because my man's was saying some shit that you apparently had some good outtakes on this subject matter, and I want to hear from you first before I hear from anyone else.
I think what you may have what you may have spoke about is when I talk about being pro-black.
Yes, the
pro-black and dating only black women and only black men.
No. It was your statement was you can't be pro-black in an interracial date.
Yes, and honestly, the way pro-black and the way that what it stands for, I still agree with that.
But you have some of the greatest leaders of some of the black movements,
and that's a fact.
The interracial date.
That's a fact.
So how can they not be pro-black when they're trying to achieve all these things for the black community?
Okay, so then maybe I should retract that. Then I should say I think it takes away a lot from your message because
I think you can love whoever you want to love.
No, you can.
While still being pro-black.
I think it's just preference.
But that's all. If you won't date black women, then we can say that's faulty.
That's like him, by the way.
I agree.
He doesn't date black women.
I have not dated black women, but I have had sex with multiple black women.
You've never dated.
I've never been in a relationship.
He's racist. He's low-key the most racist guy.
No, this is just how my life has worked out.
Okay.
No, he only dates white women, from what I understand.
That's crazy.
I think it's like a reverse colonizer thing going on.
Get him back!
Yeah, I think that's. I think that's what's the dynamic.
If you fuck a white chick, you're making a black kid, right? So it's one more of us and one less of them.
Every drop counts. Yes.
Every drop counts. The more we can sully their bloodline, is the better for us. Because they can't have no Aryan nation if we're all up in that shit, right?
No, but you
that
could.
Is a fact.
Back to what you were saying though, you could be hypothetically. I'm not the white guy, so I'm not the one to talk about being like what to be in the black community. But you could be pro-black and also have a black preference, and not be racist. I think
you can be a white guy with a white girlfriend and be pro-black.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Okay.
Pro-blackness has something to do with who you are or who you're with.
Okay, I see why you're saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, but when we're talking about pro-black though, right?
What does that mean?
It's like
we're talking about loving black people.
And then when you see
pushing black people forward when we can. We're talking about pushing black businesses, pushing black children.
Perfect.
We're talking about all those things.
That's where I want to go. So now, when we're speaking about being pro-black and we're talking about business and we're talking about being successful and trying to be successful now. If I, as a black man, and I claim to be pro-black,
right.
I say that I'm pro-black and I choose to date a white woman, or I choose to date outside my race, I choose to date Mexican, whoever is not my race, right? That's okay. I find you can date whoever you want, but if you're gonna claim something, you gotta stick to that, right? Now you're choosing to give that success, that knowledge of success, business and all that shit to somebody that's not within your race. You are claiming something. I think when you claim something, you have to take all of it. You know, which is my thing with Cardi B and cuties, right? If you say she's your role model, she's a role model,
you gotta
take all of what she is. You can't just take some of what she is.
Yeah.
So that's why I say if you're pro-black, you can't just pick pieces of it. And you dating outside of your race doesn't mean that you don't love black people. Doesn't mean your agenda isn't for black people. It's just that
you can't be fully pro-black because
it's just because of what the word stands for. I can't be transgender and just want to stay a man.
No. How about this as a question? Can you be pro-black and pro-Trump?
Yeah.
Because there are those people you see on TikTok about.
But then I would have to ask, why are you supporting Trump? Because then that would tell me if you're actually.
But a lot of black people support Trump for financial reasons. Because people that have money usually vote for Republican side because the Republican side
saves taxes.
Which, that being said, the Republicans were founded
if you're black with money.
You're gonna go Republican. That's a fact.
But the thing is, Republicans, and I'm not even if I was American, I would vote Libertarian third party. But that being said, Republicans were actually founded. Were by majority, or not majority, but a good chunk amount of the founders were black people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about, and then it switched somehow.
Yeah, at one point
but the Democratic people in the Democrats back in the day also started the KKK. So I never understood why black voters felt the need to go to the Democratic Party in the States.
There's a lot of mass on both sides.
The Democrats are better at pandering to black people.
Yes,
and black people, for whatever reason,
marketability.
in America, they love to eat this shit up.
And
they see Kamala Harris in the fucking J's, they lose their mind. They saw Obama being the polished Negro, they lost their mind. They don't look at anything deeper than what they see face value. And that's the biggest issue with the black voters in the States. They're like, throw them on Hot 97, put them on Power 103.5, and then we're going to get some votes. That's fucking ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Donald Trump would never in his mind go to Hot 97, and that's why I respect him, because at least he can get on the mic and say some borderline racist shit to get votes, but he's not going to sit there and pander to niggas.
Well, it's the same strategy.
Ridiculous.
It's the same strategy the Democrats use for white women. They use like these celebrity personalities. Just instead of black celebrities, they use these like weird white or just random mass celebrities of like Ellens of the world or this or that. Just push that same agenda. Now they're all of a sudden.
Celebrities should be nowhere near politics because celebrities are not fucking role models. And this is something that I've pushed over and over
probably
again.
Fuck kids.
I don't. Not only are the actors and the Hollywood
politicians though. No, which politicians are role model?
But a politician should be a role model. This is the whole thing. They aren't because we know politicians are shady. Yes. But based on what they're supposed to be doing for the community, they should be a role model. Yeah. Whereas an entertainer is an entertainer. Like you put a ball in that. You act, you read scripts, and you make music. Why should my kid care about who you are, what you do? Why should they aspire to be like you? You're just a fucking artist. And art's important. It's an important part of the human experience.
But how much do you think
is art?
Yeah. How much do you even think though that like LeBron even when they say they're like vote Democrat, how much do you think that actually affects voters realistically in this?
Oh, buddy, it definitely affects it.
I think LeBron
for sure. What?
Yeah.
Oh my!
You think?
This is why I hate it. This is why I have a problem with it.
I think the overwhelming people, so many people, one side is actually doing a counter movement.
But they're not giving information; they're just telling you to vote.
Yeah, people are single issue voters for the most part. A lot of people don't even dig deep into what each side does. So when you have a celebrity endorsing a certain side, people will literally vote because they like LeBron.
Yes.
People will actually go into the ballot vote and be like, oh yeah, LeBron said to vote this way.
Who do you think's going to win?
Ridiculous.
That's meant to say. Not
Trump for sure. There's no way about it.
Trump's winning, baby.
I said I would have bet on him because it's about 50-50 split.
I said Trump was going to win in the first place. As soon as Trump put his ballot, say he's going for president, everyone's like, you guys are fucking nuts. You think Trump will win it? And I'm like, I told him, I'm like, you guys understand America?
Yeah,
Trump is everything that America stands for.
Yeah, he is Mr. America.
Glutton, rich motherfucker.
Literally.
Oh, real estate.
He thinks he made it all by himself.
Yes.
No.
What everyone wants to be.
Only a small loan of $1 million. Yes, please, Dad. If you have $1 million, then loan me.
You know what black parents give their kids? Debt.
Yeah.
Yes. And
not property.
Yeah, debt.
And get out.
Get out the house, and then when I die, come do with this debt that I left
$1 million from like that.
$1 million?
Like, just $1 million. Just $1 million. What's that?
Bro, that's a lot.
And probably condos to stay in.
At the end of the day, though, I still have to rate because a lot of people get $1 million and fuck it up.
That's like...
People win the lottery and fuck it up all the time. So I still have to rate Trump, even though we got that
small loan. You're getting $1 million with...
You turn it into a lot, though.
You're getting $1 million. You're getting $1 million with network, your father's rich networks, and friends and family. That's big, but with a bit of money to invest, you're getting like, hey, maybe you're getting inside on certain real estate dealings. You're like, hey, son, $800,000 towards this development, and here might be a good investment. You're getting this.
You're getting inside connections.
And then on top of that, you're also getting I fucking lost my train of thought.
He has inside connections 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because of all his failed business dealings, how is he still worth $4 billion?
Yeah. Well, look at Kanye too. He was even saying,
was fucking shit up too,
well, he was down $50 million, and now he said once he took over his finances, he realized he's actually worth $5 billion.
Yes, but
that's crazy because he actually looked.
$50 million is nothing. Like you can recuperate real fast.
But that's what I mean. But even in Trump's sense, it's like once you hit a certain level of fame and riches, if you're smart with it and you actually look into your finances, there's ways to be like,
you can't fumble the bag.
You can be worth
your money makes money for you just sitting in an account.
If you're famous and broke, you're fucked.
Tory.
How?
Tory, you think Tory's gonna go broke here?
Tory Lanez?
Yeah.
No, he'll never go broke.
No,
he won't make as much as he used to be.
He'll have a nice condo in Saga.
If he gets found guilty and he gets the jail time, because remember, you have Kamala Harris endorsing fucking Megan Thee Stallion. Everyone just believing this story and running with it.
Speaking of Megan Thee Stallion, reaped the awards last night at BET Awards.
More people are on his side though. Like I don't know why.
Free Tory.
You see that on our side of things because working in Canada, a lot of Canadians are on
Free Tory.
But in the States, everyone is anti-Tory. Everyone is anti-Tory. They're not here for it at all. No. And I feel like a lot of black women here are also anti-Tory because they feel like it's what he did was fucked up.
I see a lot of black women on Tory's side.
I do too. And I also see a lot of them against him. Depends on who's on your team.
That's because
I don't see Tory going anywhere.
I think the industry's setting him up.
Even if he's found guilty, I don't see Tory going.
I think the industry actually setting him up, like he said.
I don't. For what? Why?
Okay, did you watch?
Just because?
No, not just that.
$5 million.
Not just that.
Are we really placing Tory Lanez in a category of being sabotaged by the industry? Hundreds of millions of dollars worth, billions of millions.
I think they'll sabotage you for less.
If Tory works, then that's a blueprint for a whole bunch of fuckery. It's the same thing like if Drake goes independent.
Okay,
how that will ruin the game.
Like, for example, how about this?
I agree with you on that, but I don't agree with that right now. With Tory right now, today, like, no, like, I do not see it.
Yeah, he's not selling units like that first. Okay. Like,
It's not about selling, just selling units. It's just like, okay, even as, Tory is one of the most talented motherfuckers in the industry.
For sure.
Yeah. Hands down.
For sure.
But it's like, my guy, you're not selling out arenas. So, okay, money side gone.
I mean, small venues.
You're not really starting trends outside of, outside your quarantine radio. Like,
yeah.
Nobody else had anything else.
That was a big thing. And the number one on Instagram with Drake, when like, you know what I mean? He's done things to make himself so marketable right now, especially at the end of his deal.
But Megan Thee Stallion's even bigger than him, so why not tear her down? Like, why are we...
Maybe she's willing to go
along with a black woman in 2020? Come on.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Even saying you're taking Tory's side is frowned upon. People saying like, "Well, I don't believe Meg." It's automatically like, "What, you hate black women?" It's like, whoa, relax. I don't hate black women. But
well, that's what they do in politics nowadays. Completely, it's like, oh, you like Trump? Oh, you must be a white supremacist. And you're like, oh, yeah, where'd you go?
Oh, I just have money. That's why.
You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes I just have money.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, true.
I don't know what happened between the two of them. The argue about, he was fighting over the gun with a friend. Whatever the nonsense people want to spew is what they spew. But if he say he didn't shoot her,
he's not going to say the shooter. He can't say the shooter. If he did, I'd call him a fool. I would call him a fool.
I think if he did shoot her, he would never say he didn't shoot her. He would just avoid it completely.
He has been avoiding it.
But he avoided it because there was so much backlash. But he dropped the album. On the album, he said he didn't shoot her. And then on the Instagram Live, he said he didn't shoot her too.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He did. I got it recorded. No, he didn't. I swear to God. I swear to God, no, he didn't. I swear to God. I swear. No. I want you guys to see and hear. I would say, I swear to God, he did not.
No, I didn't say he didn't shoot her.
All he was doing in that live was like saying basically, she said this. How could it make sense? She said this. But how does it make sense? He also said this.
But he did another one.
I'm asking for a third time. How does it make sense?
But he did another one after the fact, more recently, like last week, where he said, I didn't shoot her at all. Like, straight up said it.
Oh, I have both. I have all of it.
Hold up.
I didn't hear that.
Let me interject something in this whole thing. I think, realistically, the situation's either two things. One of the things, it was a big marketing ploy off the go, because WAP dropped a week after this incident. Both of them had...
It was after that before?
It was literally like a week after. It was like the most trending song worldwide with the WAP was like this.
Actually a long time ago.
This was like a week after the incident. All of a sudden, this like the number one song in the world with a huge trend. There was she's working on live, and Tory also dropped that album. Both of them having the fucking heat's great PR. It's either that or it could be the industry fucking them up. And let me tell you why. Because I think the industry have just fucked over people for a lot less. Even in terms of like Twitter censorship.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you that.
And if he's being that openly like against it, like I'm going independent, we all can too, and he wants to lead that forefront. All right, little shooting, little like frame job. Go to jail for 20 years in Florida, the most fucking strict state.
Okay.
I think it's one of the two. It's either PR or that.
I think we're gonna fight.
So are we denying that a shooting happened?
I could care less. I don't think you really got dramatically shot if you're twerking the next day online.
I think a gun was fired. I think a gun was fired, but I don't think Meg was shot.
Someone could got shot.
And the reason being is that, once again, how the fuck you get shot in your foot and ain't no tendons? Come on, B.
She could have got grazed.
She got grazed. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Debris might have hit her.
And glass.
I'm not buying no debris. I'm not buying no debris. I'm not buying glass nearby.
I'm not buying bullets. You know you have more bones in your foot than the rest of your body?
No, I get it.
So how you didn't break more bones?
But it could have been grazed.
But is it a...
Have I seen the
photos? The foot?
I've seen it.
It looks like, a graze is a burn mark. You know what I mean? Me personally, I knew Hardest. When Hardest got shot, he had a burn mark. I know what it looked like. There was no burn mark on her foot. She had stitches, which implicates either you got shot through and through, or some debris hit you and caused a deep enough cut to need stitches.
It was her. It was her initiation into the Illuminati.
If it goes through and through, you need stitches. If it slides across you, it's a burn.
She had to go with this fake ass story, lie, and now you're in the group. You get your number one song. You're gonna sweep at the fucking BET Awards this year. She won the Emmy Award at the BET Awards this year.
Who next family
did you see yesterday? Pretty much, she won like Artist of the Year,
Artist of the Year over
Rapper of the Year. Yeah,
she didn't win Artist of the Year over Gunna.
I wouldn't have gave Lil Baby Artist of the Year. I would have gave Da Baby.
Song of the Year. Beyonce had like Verse of the Year or some shit.
Baby's not even comparable to Da Baby.
You think Baby's better than Lil Baby?
Baby is honestly annoying because he has that one flow, but like if we're talking like talent wise, like you can't compare the two. And then one of them is independent. One of them is acting independent. Lil Baby's acting independent, then begging QC let him go. Like, let me go because you're not paying me what I want.
That doesn't matter. But label politics don't matter. We're talking about the ability to rap.
But he's lying. I'm telling you, he's lying, saying he was independent. Now we all like, buddy.
But you actually believe in your heart of hearts that the Baby's a better rapper than Lil Baby.
Oh yes,
Lil Baby
rapper.
Me.
Bar for bar, not comparison. There's actually no comparison. I don't even think Lil Baby's that nice. I think he has clout.
Well, I think Lil Baby. No, okay, Da Baby. I could agree.
Holy fuck!
If you're in a straight up no production cipher, I think Da Baby outperforms Lil Baby.
Outperforms.
But
Lil Baby can't even step on
that's what I'm saying.
stage.
But that being said, with full on production, I think Lil Baby hits the. Like he represents the culture more than Da Baby in a cultural sense.
Really be shooting niggas,
you know what I mean? It's like Drake and Travis Scott. Drake is better artist. Travis Scott.
The Walmart shooting, I think, is a publicity stunt, and I'm gonna say that live and direct.
he killed that nigga, did he not?
Yeah, but I said that is the Walmart shooting. So anything outside of the Walmart shooting, I think, is false and publicity stunt.
What? So like smacking the girl in the face?
Weak.
That was already.
Yo, how about this?
Why'd you do that? You're making money, bro. All it was the phone in your face. Okay, you have security surrounding you.
Yeah.
But
I think that was set up.
While we're on the topic of rappers, what do you think of the unfortunate circumstance we seem to be in the Toronto rap scene?
Oh boy.
I know it's a hard take to make.
No, it's not for me.
In terms of the average Joe like me and understanding it properly, there's obviously certain beefs and neighborhood dramas that like I could never fully understand. So like break it down from your perspective. What do you think is going on for like an average Joe? He tells me a bit.
First things first.
Right.
This is rap.
Okay.
Fair.
We've been listening to this since day one. It's not just in Toronto right now. This is rap.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we get down to business, and we know the politics, we're here. Now it's like, fuck, this is really actually fucking.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. And motherfuckers are supporting it, and then when somebody dies, it'll be RIP, oh my god, hey, best rapper, we all love them.
Same thing with Pop Smoke that just happened too.
But that's the whole thing. All rappers, when they're in that mixtape grinding phase, will talk about politics. Right? 50 Cent did it with How to Rob. But it's not because that was trying to get to the industry. I feel like the issue is now because so many of these rappers actually live what they rap about. Not just a little bit. Like
I can compare 50 to what's going on.
I think majority of the rappers, like not even to like even trying to make it hot. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I believe all of them are rapping what they live.
In turn, all of them.
21 Neat. He laid down Houdini. That nigga is a rapper. That's a rapper shooting a rapper.
There's a bunch of rappers living with that. I'm not
you know what I'm saying?
all of them.
No, obviously all of them. Obviously, there's fakes everything. But the ones that are usually claiming their ends, if they're not directly involved in the politics, they know enough to speak on it and say things that will make man want to, lay them down for it. So it's like,
would you say that these artists' decision making is leading to the outcomes, or do you think that they're like products of their unfortunate environment?
Both. You could say it's decision making, but then let's look at Toronto, right? We ain't got no music scene, right? So that means if these
Drake and Tory Lanez, right?
You gotta pay for real studio time for that music to sound really nice.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So how you gonna do that? You're not gonna do that making $15 to $23 an hour. You can't do that.
No.
You got bills. You know what I mean?
But
so the motherfuckers is trapping and they're selling guns. They do what they gotta do.
The trapping isn't necessarily what leads to the politics.
No. It's other motherfuckers' politics that you're defending.
Because the trapping is how you make your money, right? And if you look at the Toronto scene, you're not gonna see a nigga from Rexdale just post up in Driftwood to sell work.
No.
He's gonna be selling work at his own end, making the money. So the problem making the money is not what leads to the issues in the Toronto rap scene. The problem with the rap scene is that what they choose to rap about,
and also when they all go to jail.
Or do you think?
Because most of the politics start from jail.
Or do you think
most of the politics
straight up?
Most of these politics you see in rap and in the streets. This isn't something like, oh, a man from Rexdale went to a party in Jane and Finch and got robbed. No, this is all in jail. When there's a pump on his chest, something happened in jail. That's where all these politics start from.
What role would you say Six Buzz has played in the current rap scene or Toronto artist scene?
Six Buzz is doing this
bad. Do you think they can take
Keep Six Solid and some of the other sites?
Are we gonna hit on them though?
Because no, they put me on. Well, they put me on. I can't talk shit.
Give a fuck.
But the issue is that they're not niggas.
So what do we expect of them?
But that's why you have the
Who are they? Who are they? I thought one of them was a Somali guy.
It's brown guys.
You're gonna allow them to be gatekeepers of the city? All right, that's your fault.
Yeah, it's true. We're a product of our environment.
Like us. They didn't even grow up around us. Where are they from?
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Didn't someone buy
and that's why they post.
Someone invested in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people invested in it.
That's why they post what they post, right? Because they're not from there. They know what they're doing by WRL and all these things. They know what they're doing. And they know they're starting division. And the biggest thing about Six Buzz too is that Six Buzz isn't even just a Toronto thing now.
No,
there's so many Americans in the Six Buzz.
Lethal Shooters commented in the comment section and all these like US
Academics is there. It's a business. So you have like I've seen.
But how many artists do you think are actually getting put on heavy through this advertisement?
Are you artists on Six Buzz are being finessed?
Do you think that there's because like I'm thinking about
even if you're on it for free, you're still being finessed or the thought
like,
you guys are gonna be dreamers.
The one song that was a banger is
Promise
Mansion.
got so much clout through Six Buzz.
Pressa's song, Mansion, that song I
top
found.
5 or Promise, you're not getting real clout from Six Buzz.
Or Debbie. Debbie could.
You're just getting
it's weird on top 5.
Debbie could do it.
Top 5 gets all that clout too. I've been listening to him a lot lately. Not to hate on top 5, but he's just not one of my favorite artists out of the city. It's weird that he just gets posted so much.
So I'm gonna speak on that now. I had a post, I didn't post it, so I'm glad I didn't post it so I get to say it here for the first time. I refuse to believe that he has fans. I refuse to believe.
See, like you listen to his music and I'm like,
I refuse to believe that.
I don't know. It doesn't resonate for me. It doesn't hit
for some sort of club.
He has influencer fans. Like he has people that like me kind of fans.
It's the Drake shout out. When Drake gave him the, like I'm sure off, shorty, and then top five, all that. Like,
yeah, but that was before he was this kind of top 5, disrespecting people.
Yeah, but it stems from that. It stems from that. When Drake gives you that fucking clout, all of a sudden now you're running around crazy.
But Moji wasn't doing that.
Moji hates Drake.
Moji was the first one to get the Drake.
Yeah, but Moji hates Drake because he feels like Drake stole his swag.
Who the fuck's Moji?
Exactly.
Can you put me in for a white boy? Can you just like
Moji is
slap it down on your bitch booty.
Yes, he was a Somalian rapper from. He's a Hule, one of those niggas. Yeah, he's one of those Hule niggas. So
I don't know why I got this up, but if you had to pick the top 5 all-time artists out of Toronto, I want to get